Someone needs to hear this. You have the Hierophant, or Hierophant. You have the Emperor. You have the Three of Cups. You have the Three of Wands. We have the Lovers for you. And the Eight of Pentacles. In the bottom row, we've got the Tower. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles. I see the Star. And we've got the Strength card. This Hierophant tells us that they're afraid. You'll find out how seriously they took this connection. You know, they acted calm and casual and composed, but inside they saw something meaningful, something spiritual, something that felt like a bond. And you see with this Emperor here, they're afraid. You'll see how much control they tried to maintain. They didn't want you to know, how deeply you affected them. So they hid behind structure, logic, and emotional discipline. And we see with this Three of Cups here, this is they're afraid you'll realize how happy you made them and how light they felt around you, how much joy you brought into their life without even trying. And this Three of Wands, now here, they're afraid you'll see that they were planning for a future with you, quietly and secretly, just imagining what could unfold if they were brave enough. Because you see this Lover's card, they're afraid you'll discover how strong the connection felt to them. How real. Like how undeniable it was, how much choice and how much risk was involved. We see with the Eight of Pentacles, this is where we move next. They're afraid you'll notice how hard they tried to hide their feelings and how much effort they put into appearing unaffected. How much they worked to keep their emotions under control. This is what they were afraid that you'll notice. Whereas with the lower row here, we see the Tower. Okay, this is very afraid. They're very afraid. They're afraid you'll find out how deeply you shook them and how you broke through their walls, how you disrupted the life they thought that they had under control. And with this Seven of Pentacles, they're afraid you'll see that they're still waiting. And still waiting and thinking, still hoping, still wondering if this could grow into something real. Because this is what they're afraid that also, this Star, that you still believe in this connection. They're afraid you'll realize, they're afraid that you'll realize that they still believe in this connection. Yeah, that they haven't let go. That they still feel guided toward you. And with the Strength card, this is they're afraid you'll see their vulnerability, their softness, their longing, their desire to be close to you, even when they're trying to appear strong. Again, this is a very deeply human and clear emotions that we're seeing from this spread here. I see someone, and I feel that this is someone who tried to stay in control. And they try to stay grounded. They try to stay rational. But you broke through their structure. You see, you've awakened something in them. It's something hopeful, something vulnerable, something they didn't expect. They're afraid you find out. They're afraid you'll find out how much they cared and how much they still care and how deeply you affected them. How much they're afraid how much how much joy you brought into their life, that you'll find this out. You'll find out how much joy there was in that, and how shaken they were by the connection. They're afraid how much they're still waiting and how much they still hold on to. They're afraid how vulnerable they feel when they think of you. They're afraid you'll see the truth that they've been hiding, that you mattered more than they ever let on. Because the Tower shows the emotional impact here. And this star, it shows that lingering hope. And star is that, yes, it's the hope. And the strength shows the vulnerability that they're terrified to reveal. So this silence that they're hanging on to, it isn't indifference. It's protection. It's fear. It's longing. It's love that doesn't know how to speak. I'm feeling like this is someone who tried to stay in control, someone who hid their feelings behind strength and structure. But the truth is softer. It's more vulnerable. It's just human. They're afraid you'll see how deeply they felt and how deeply they still feel. They're not afraid of you. They're afraid of being seen. They're afraid you'll find out how much this connection meant to them. They're afraid you'll see the depth of their feelings. You know, the hope they still carry and that vulnerability they're hiding. They're afraid you'll see the truth. It's something that shook them. It changed them and opened them up. This silence of theirs isn't distance. It's fear wrapped around longing. If this found you, trust what resonates and leave the rest.